12 today. So we're going to solve multi-step word problems using the standard addition algorithm, which is just this funky thing right here, what we just did for our warm-up. Okay? So we're gonna use the standard algorithm, okay, modeled with a tape diagram, which is this right here. Okay? And then assess the reasonableness of your answer using rounding. So we're basically taking what we did all of last week and maybe a little bit the week before and combining it into one to apply this to real world situations. So we're going to look at word problems and try and fit it into there, okay? So when you guys ask, Miss Whit, when are we ever going to use this in real life? This is your prime example, okay? You will be adding big numbers like this throughout your lifetime, okay? Whether you're ready to buy a house or something like that and you need to find out how much you can afford, or you work for this big company and they're working with a lot of money, so you have to add, so there's a lot of ways that you're going to use these concepts in your real life, okay? So we're going to get a little glimpse of that today. All right, so the way this works when we do word problems for our lesson, okay, is we have one problem that I will just do, kind of show you the thought process and how you're going to go through each problem. And then we do the problem set together as a class, so that's part of the lesson. And then the homework you do on your own, okay? So it's a little different, but not too different, okay? So I'm going to do this one, okay? To kind of show you guys what the thought process is for this. So right now you're just, everything's kind of out of your hands. You're just looking up here, paying attention. I want to see people sitting up. It's not nap time. This is math class, okay? Show me how big fourth graders sit in their desk, ready to learn. All distractions are put away, okay? In pockets or something like that, okay? All right, cool. So it says the city flower shop sold 14,594 pink roses on Valentine's Day. They sold 7,857 more red roses than pink roses. How many pink and red roses did the city flower shop sell altogether on Valentine's Day? All right, and it says use a tape diagram to show your work. So, bottom line, okay, what I want to teach you guys today, okay, you may have learned this before, but it's RDW, okay, RDW. So you're going to read the problem, which is what I just did, okay, and I'm going to have you write RDW on your papers, okay, but read the problem is the first step, R for read, okay. D is draw, which can mean two things in Miss Witt's definition, okay. Draw can be draw lines under the important information, okay, or it can be draw a picture of what's going on, okay. So in this case, it's going to be both. I personally like to draw lines under the important information, and then I'll draw like a tape diagram, right, even though it's already drawn for me, okay? So that's what I'm going to do there. And then write is you're going to write the standard algorithm, right? You're going to write how you're going to solve the problem, then you're going to write your answer. And then boom, you're done, okay? Does anyone have questions about RDW? What does that look like? Okay. Elizabeth, can't wait to talk to this problem? Yeah? Okay, cool. Question, Lily, or are you good? Okay. All right, cool. So the city flower shop sold 14,594 pink roses. So that's important information. So I'm going to underline that. Do you think I need to underline Valentine's Day? No. No, it's not really important what day it was. Doesn't, They sold 7,857 more red roses than pink roses, okay? So then pink roses, okay? So then I need to read that and go, oh, hold up a sec. They sold this many more red roses than pink roses, okay? So I think a lot of you are probably thinking about how you would solve that problem anyway. This is where it gets tricky, where you have to understand what the question's asking you. It's not saying add these two numbers together, okay? First, you've got to find the total of red roses that they sold and then add that to the pink roses, okay? Logan, didn't you just go, friend? Okay, I'm gonna have you wait till we're done then, because you gotta hear this, okay? All right, cool. So first I have to find out how many red roses there were. So we're gonna put P right here and R right here, okay? So pink, when I snap my fingers, tell me how many pink roses were sold. Are you ready? Go.
14,594.
Good. Okay. So that's the amount of pink roses that were sold. And then it says 7,857 more red roses were sold than pink, which means that the red roses were, there were the same amount purchased plus more, right? So they also had 14,594 roses sold plus an extra 7,857. Okay? Does everybody understand where I got that?
Yes.
Okay, any questions on that?
No.
Okay. All right, cool. So does everybody see where you have to be really careful with these?
Yes.
Like careful with these questions. Okay, good. So then for red roses, all right, I would add those two numbers together. I'm actually going to do different color here. Okay. Look at that, red for red roses. How perfect. How perfect. All right. So I add those together. Okay. 7 plus 4 is 11. Right? Check me on that. 7 plus 4 is that 11?
Yes.
Okay, good. 9 plus 1 is 10. Plus 5 gives me 15. 6 plus 1 is 6. Plus 8 gives me 14. Okay. 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 7 gives me 12. And then 1 plus 1 gives me 2. So they sold 22,451 red roses, okay? But now we've got to find out how many they sold all together for Valentine's Day, okay? Which means that I take the amount of red and add it to what? The amount of
Pink.
pink. Love it. You guys are so smart, okay? So 22,451, okay? Plus, how many? Go.
14,594.
All right, thank you to those 4 people who responded. How many pink roses did they sell? Go.
14,594.
Beautiful, thank you. Okay. 4 plus 1 is 5. 9 plus 5 is 14. 4 plus 1 is 5. Plus 5 gives me 10. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 4 gives me 7. And 2 plus 1 is 3. So class, on the count of 3, read to me how many total roses they sold on Valentine's Day. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3, go.
37,045.
Good. 35 or 45. Oh, just roses. Okay. And remember, I want you to write the unit, okay, of how much or what it was that they sold. Okay. Okay. Christian, go. Elizabeth, you'll go after him. Okay. After him. After him. Okay. And then I lost track of who asked after that, but we'll work it out. Okay. All right. Cool. Any questions on this question? On this problem? Okay. One thing I did forget to show you too is I do draw lines under the important information, and then I like to draw like a squiggly line under the main question that I'm answering. Okay. So I know it's a little messy, but then I put a squiggly line under like, okay, what exactly is it that I'm solving? Okay. So cool. All right, you guys ready to do some together? Okay, can I get your paper monitors, please? We're going to pass out the problem set.
New paper monitor.
Whoever they are, come on up, come on up. Okay. And then you can actually, you don't need to put one on the blank test, so you can recite the records. What are you going to do when you get it?
Say your name.
Thank you to those 3 people. What are you going to do when you get it? Oh, so weak, 4th grade. Holy cow. Question, Alex? Okay. Question, Noah? Yeah, go fast. Okay. Let's go later, Avery, okay? Because there's a line in front of you. I think it was like Logan and someone. I think it was maybe Lily. I only send one at a time because it's less people to miss class. Elizabeth, did you go? Okay, go.
She was waiting for Christian.
Right, look who's back. Go. Fast, fast, people. because they folded over the weekend. So, just something we deal with. No big deal. Okay, did everybody put their name on it?
Yes. I'll be in my pencil.
Well, is everybody going to put their name on it?
Yes.
Cool. Thank you, Yuvia. Actually, Yuvia, I'm going to give you a faith card because you are the one who is responding every time. Thank you so much for being present, being ready to be in class. I appreciate it a lot. So, thank you. All right. Well, are we ready to get started?
Yes. Yes.
Thank you, Yuvia. Everybody do me a favor and stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Time to wake up. Here we go. Stretch your arms up all the way. You guys are not awake because you're not responding, so stretching your arms up. Okay, forward fold, stretch down as far as you can without hurting yourself.
Easy.
Okay. Cool. Now, when I snap my fingers, jump up and down 3 times. Okay. Good. Are we awake?
No.
Okay. What more do you need?
Running. A nap.
We're not gonna run.
A nap.
Okay. Okay. A realistic answer. What do you need to be awake right now? It's math class, so you need to be awake.
Caffeine.
Realistic answer, my friends. What can I give you that you can be awake right now? We're not saying silly answers.
Jumping.
More jumping? Okay, jump 5 more times. Go. All right, that should have done it. Go ahead and have a seat. All right, while you're getting situated, okay? While you're getting situated, Lily, you okay? Okay. Do you need to go to Miss Amanda? You sure? Okay. Okay. Keep me posted. Okay. All right. So, my friends, just real talk, real quick. Okay. How do you think I feel as a teacher when I say I ask a question and nobody answers? I don't feel great. Okay. Which means that you're all relying on other people to answer. You need to answer. Okay. I gave Yuvia a faith card because every time she's right there, I say, "How you doing?" She goes, "Good." What are you going to do? Put your name on it, right? She's like right there with me. So I need you all to be a lot more awake, a lot more lively, because this is going to take forever if you guys are like slumping over, tired, whatever, okay? I know we all had a super fun weekend. I know I did too. Maybe you were a little sleepy, but we got to have more willpower than that. We got to like focus a bit more, okay? Comments, questions on that?
No.
Effie? Okay, well, I heard Yuvia too, so thank you for participating, but make sure you're a little louder because I didn't totally hear you too, okay? All right, here we go. So, it says estimate and then solve each problem, okay? Estimate means to kind of round in our head, like what do we think is going to be the answer? So, everybody do me a favor, and on 1A, can you underline the word about? Underline the word about. Okay? So every time you see the word about, okay, it means it wants you to estimate, okay? When we estimate, we're not going to find the exact right answer quite yet, okay? Logan, go. Fast. Yep, go after Logan. Am I missing anybody bathroom-wise? Okay, go after Avery, okay? All right, cool. All right, so every time we see the word about, okay, which word? About. Cool. Thank you this side of the room. I appreciate it. So every time we see the word about, it means it wants us to find an approximate answer. So not the exact right answer, but approximately how much blah, 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 right? You know, so we're kind of rounding in a way, okay? Austin will go after Azul, okay? So it's going to go Logan, Avery, Azul, you, okay? Guys, really try to go to the bathroom, like, in the morning or something, okay? We can't just keep missing class like this, okay? All right, so you're going to estimate and then solve each problem, and you're going to model the problem with a tape diagram, which looks like this, right? A little box. You don't have to write that right now, but we'll write it later, okay? And then you're going to kind of explain, is your answer reasonable? Meaning you're going to compare it to your estimate, okay? And we'll talk about that in a second. So, number 1, I want you to read just this part for me as a class. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, ready, go.
For the bake sale, Connie baked 144 cookies. Esther baked 49 more cookies than Connie.
Good. Pause. Oh, pause. Just that part I kind of circled. Okay. Good. So, this is how many cookies the girls baked. Okay. And then 1A says about how many cookies did Connie and Esther bake. Estimate by rounding each number to the nearest 10 before adding. So it gives you a specific way to round each of these numbers. So I'm going to put, this is what I want you to follow along now on your paper, okay? I want you to put a C for Connie and an E for Esther. Okay? And then, did I show you the squiggly equal sign?
Yes.
Okay, great. Put 2 squiggly equal signs next to Connie and Esther. Okay? Can someone raise their hand and tell me, what does the squiggly equal sign mean? What does it mean? Lily, go ahead.
It's not straight. It's wiggly, so it means about.
Good. It means about, right? It means we're going to estimate. Good. So we're not finding an exact number. Awesome. All right. So we need to round each of these numbers, 144 and 49, to the nearest 10. So I want you to go ahead and do that on your own right now while I do it up here, okay? Try and remember how to round to the nearest 10. I'm not writing the answer up here, so don't look at me. You're doing it on your paper. If you need to ask a neighbor, you can. We're not solving it yet. We're just rounding each number to the nearest 10. How much, how many, yeah, you round this number to the nearest 10. So you're rounding 144 and 49 to the nearest 10. Okay? Yes, Isaac.
That doesn't make sense.
Okay. It's okay. Deep breaths. Deep breaths, okay? Let's look at it together then, okay? If you guys are stuck, that's cool. We'll look at it together. So, looking at Connie's, okay? We're just rounding these numbers to the nearest 10, friends, and I'll show you what will happen after, okay? So, looking at Connie's, which digit is in the tens place? Ready? Go. 4. Good. Okay? So, remember, we look at that digit, and then we look to the digit to the right, okay? Is this 4, is it 4 and below or 5 and above?
5 and above. 5 and
Up. Hold up. Okay, we're not yelling it at each other, okay? Just saying what you think. Yes, it is 4 and below. If you said 5 and above, it's fine, okay? Sometimes we mess up. It's okay, okay? So yes, it's below 5, which means we're going to go down to the 10 below, okay? So, oops, sorry, I meant to put a squiggly, okay? So rounding 144 to the nearest 10, Avery, what's it going to be?
140.
140, okay? Does everybody see how I did that?
Yeah.
Okay, Avery, or not Avery, I'm sorry, Adler? Sorry, what was that? Yeah, just put C and E. There, yeah. Oh yeah, it does matter. It does matter. You don't have to, okay? Alright, and then my friends, do the same thing for Esther's number. I know she did this many more than Connie, but we're not paying attention to that right now. We're just rounding each number to the nearest 10 before adding, okay? Because that's what the directions tell us to do. Lily, you good? Yeah. You don't have to ask, right? Just figure out, okay? So, which digit is in the tens place? Ready, go.
4.
4. Good. 4. Looking to the right, okay? Is 9 5 and above, or is it 4 and below?
5 above.
Good. 5 above, which means this is going to bump up to the next number. So, Isaac, you watching? Okay. Are we understanding what's going on? Okay. Are you okay? Okay. All right, cool. So it bumps up to 50. 50 is the nearest 10. Okay? Does everybody understand me so far?
Yes.
Cool. I like how Azul's giving me a thumbs up. She's like, yes, I get it. Okay, great. So we estimated each number and by rounding it to the nearest 10 before adding. Before adding. Okay? So now what do you think we're going to do?
Add them together.
Add them together, yes. Okay? So add 140 and 50 together. Ready, go. Should be pretty fast because they're kind of multiples of 10, so it should be moving pretty fast. Okay. There we go. Okay, don't just wait for me. You're doing it on your own. All right, cool. Look up here. Say John Paul II.
Pray for us.
Good. That means stop what you're doing. Clear your distractions. Focus on me. Wait for instructions. Okay. All right. Great. Here we go. So when we add it together, we get 0 plus 0, which is 0. What's 5 plus 4? Ready to go? 9. 1 plus 0. Go. 1. So you should have gotten 190 as your estimate. Okay. This is your estimate, and then when I count to 3, as a class, I want you to read the directions for B to me. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Exactly how many cookies did Mommy and Esther bake?
Beautiful. Thank you, class. Give yourself a pat on the back. It's much better. We're reading together. That's what I'm looking for. I love it. Okay? Exactly how many cookies did Connie and Esther bake? Okay? So Connie, now I want you to draw a tape diagram, okay? So ignoring our rounded answer for right now, going back to the actual numbers, okay? How many cookies did Connie bake? Ready, go.
144.
Good. Connie baked 144. And then, class, when I snap my fingers, read this sentence to me. Ready, go.
Esther baked 49 more cookies than Connie.
Good. I appreciate those who enunciated and said more cookies than Connie, right? So we're going to add 49 to what?
144.
Good. So here's Connie's, here's Esther's, okay? So in order to find Esther's amount, it's just like the red and pink roses, right? In order to find the amount that Esther baked, we have to do Connie's plus the extra that she baked. So right now, on your own, add 144 plus 49. And heads up, this is not our final answer. We still have to add Connie's in after that, okay? But right now, we're just going to find how much Esther baked. So add 144 plus 49. All right, cool. Did you guys get it? I said, class, did you get it?
Yeah!
Hey, there it is. There it is. All right, cool. Here we go. So do it with me. On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 9 plus 4.
13.
4 plus 1.
9.
Oh my gosh, class, you've got to listen to my voice. It's so hard. My class isn't listening to me. Oh, so hard. Okay, 4 plus 1.
5.
5. Thank you. Plus 4.
9.
9. Okay, 1 plus 0.
1.
1. So how many cookies did Esther bake?
193.
193. Good. Keep yours on your paper. I'm going to erase mine just because I ran out of room, okay? But keep yours on your paper. Now we need to find out how many they did together. So, can you raise your hand? Yes, Nora.
So would we erase the 49 and then write the 193?
You're going to write a separate one, like a separate tape diagram, okay? So now on a different part of that problem, wherever you can find room, if it needs to go like above or below, it's fine, wherever, okay? I want you to now have a tape diagram that shows Esther's, okay? So Esther baked 193, so put E and then Esther's amount. Okay, and then once you have that, I want you to put C and then Connie's amount. Okay, how many cookies did Connie bake?
144.
Good, so you should have something like that on your paper now.
Wait.
We have a question, we can raise our hand. Yes, Nola.
So would we still keep that?
Yep. So remember, before I started, I said keep that on your paper and then somewhere else on your paper write this. Okay? So now we need to find how many cookies all together the two ladies baked. Okay? Are you ready?
Yes.
All right. When I snap my fingers, tell me what we're going to add together. Ready? Go.
193 plus 144.
Yes, we're adding the two totals of cookies together. Go ahead and do that. You have 1 minute. Go. Less talking, not solving the problem. If you're waiting, then make sure you check your work. Okay, about 20 more seconds. All right, cool. Give me 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All right, cool. Jenny, can you share what you got for the final answer?
300.
Good, 337. Let's see if she's right. Are you ready, class?
Yes.
I see people who are talking instead of listening to me. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Great, here we go. 4 plus 3, go.
7.
9 plus 4, go.
13.
13, good, 13. Yes, 9 plus 4 is not 3, my friends. Make sure you're remembering what the actual answer is, okay? And then 1 plus 1 plus 1, go. 3, good. Everyone give Jenny a nice little golf clap, very quiet clap. Very good, nice job. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so they baked 337 cookies all together. These ladies are rock stars. I'm proud of them for cooking that many cookies. It's amazing. Okay? Now, hold up. Hold up. This is the last part, okay? So C says, is your answer reasonable? Compare your estimate from A to your answer in B. And then it says write a sentence to explain your reasoning. We don't have to do that. But I want you guys to look at our estimate, okay, which is right here. What was our estimate? Go.
190.
190. Was our estimate close to our final answer? No, okay? So, our answer makes sense, right? That is the answer. That's how many cookies they baked. However, our estimate wasn't super close, okay? Which that can happen sometimes. That can happen, okay? But it's still good to estimate, just so we know that if we were to get our final answer to be like 27, then we know we're probably kind of far off, right? But, I mean, it's relatively close, but it's not super close. So it's good to just know that, even if we don't get a close estimate, it's good to estimate beforehand so we can get a better idea, okay? Any questions? Yulia.
When you roast the 337 cookies, is that on C or?
I ran out of room, so it's technically B.
Okay.
Add it.
I don't understand why on A you wouldn't do like you wouldn't already add Esther's because that's gonna help.
Yeah, so then you do 140
Um,
because you're adding Esther's estimate.
Right. Yeah, and I know a lot of you were asking me that when we were doing it. But because we didn't know like what exactly we were solving until we came down to here. Like I wanted you guys to do this first. So if we did find approximately their final answer, okay? So if we did like 140 plus 50, which would be, this is Esther's amount, right? And then added 140 back to that.
Yeah, that's what I feel like would be the
Yep.
right answer.
So hold on. Good. So those of you who didn't totally get what they were asking, this is important. So we're not done yet. So you kind of need to be paying attention to this part too. Okay. So they brought up a good point. Okay. Because I had you guys do just the basic numbers first. Okay. To get like this general estimate of like where Esther was at. Okay. But really when we solved it, right, we had to add Connie's and Esther's number together to get Esther's amount of cookies, right? So if we were doing that with our rounded numbers, okay, 140 plus 50 gives us 190, which is Esther's estimated amount, okay? And then if we were to add Connie's to that, okay, we would get a more approximate number of how many they baked all together, right? So 0 plus 0 is 0. 9 plus 4 is 13. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is 3. Okay? So did we get closer to our actual answer?
Yes.
Yes. Okay? So those girls who pointed it out, thank you. That means you are paying attention. You are understanding what's going on. Okay? Alright. Guys, is there a problem?
Could you also?
Is there a problem? What's going on?
You can't see, but when you're over here, you can see perfectly fine. And I just kind of like it where there's kind of more space now.
Space. Okay, well for today, Logan, stay where you're at. We'll figure it out, okay? Like I'll move this if I need to, but you might just have to roll with it, Logan. But that's something you can raise your hand and tell me, hey, Miss Witt, I can't see. Can I move to a different spot? Because then now Avery feels like, you know, you weren't following the rules or things like that. So you've got to make sure you're talking to me about what's going on, right? Of course I want you to see, right? So you've got to talk to me, and I can get you to a spot where you can see, right? Make sense? All right. Does everybody understand what went on here in the green?
Yeah.
Now's your time to ask if you don't.
No, I don't really.
Yeah, me.
Okay, there you go. Thank you for being bold enough to ask. That's good. Okay, so a couple ladies, I think it was Adler and Avery, pointed out that when we first rounded, when we first estimated, we did it with like before adding. Okay, and so I wanted you guys to see that you have to be careful with what a question is asking you. Okay, so it says before adding. So I had you guys do just add together their estimates, right? And we got an estimate that was way far off from our actual answer. Good so far?
Yeah.
Right? Because I had you do exactly what it said, which was estimate by rounding each number to the nearest 10 before adding, right? So it doesn't say specifically adding them together or adding them all, like, to find the total number of cookies, right? So I'm glad they brought that up at the end, because in reality what this question wanted you to do was find, also after you estimate, find like almost the exact answer but using the estimated numbers. So what we did was, remember Esther sold or baked this many more than Connie, right? She didn't bake 49 cookies, she baked 49 more than Connie, right? So when we round them, she baked about 50 more than Connie, right? So if we were to add our estimates together, we would get 190 for Esther, okay? But then after that, we can find the estimated answer of how many cookies all together they baked, which is right here, which is more accurate of a rounding or more accurate of an estimate compared to our actual answer. Okay? So, I'm glad those ladies brought it up because this is a teachable moment right here, right? We have to make sure that we're understanding what the question is asking us before we go through the whole thing, right? Because you could easily answer to C, no, our estimate wasn't reasonable because it's too far away from such and such. You good? Okay. So it wanted you, and then also too, this is just a lesson about life too. Like sometimes directions aren't super clear, right? Like I would look at that and be like, yeah, I'm not really sure exactly what it's asking me. And I think a lot of you were on that same page when we were going through the problem. So yeah, it's kind of funky, but honestly, if you were to put 190 as your estimate on a test, I would be merciful and I would let that slide. Okay? So, anyway, we are going to move on. I'm going to give you your homework, okay? We just did C. Not necessarily, no. Okay? Nope, you're going to use it to help you on your homework, okay? So paper monitors, can you come get this, please? Go ahead and put them on the empty desk, okay? Hey, you're gonna put your name on it, and then I will give you a chance to look through it. I have people who aren't listening. Okay. I have people who aren't listening. Okay, you're going to put your name on it. Okay, what are you going to do?
Put your name on it.
Put your name on it. When are you going to do that?
Right now.
Right now, okay? I'm going to give you a chance to read through it, and then it'll pretty much be time to go for recess, okay? You might have time to, start the first one,